In today's video, I attempt to complete Grounded with no armor equipped. My goals are to collect all the BURG.L chips and defeat the Broodmother. Will I be able to complete the challenge?
Attention! This is Statistics Samuel. Paraly5er has hired me to do some mathematics. According to my calculations, Paraly5er has averaged over 5,000 views per video for his last 8 videos, but only 650 of you are subscribed. This is a statistical anomaly, and you must fix it immediately by clicking the subscribe button. Thank you.
If you want to see me complete these challenges live, be sure to follow me on Twitch. As you can see, yet again, we are on mild difficulty. We begin, as always, by grabbing some basic resources and then scanning plant fiber, sap, and a pebblet. I headed straight for the laser and began killing all of the lawn mites. I then killed and analysed a weevil, as we would need the shield in order to protect ourselves. I made myself a pebblet hammer, killed another weevil, and then chopped the blade of grass, allowing me to activate the laser, unlocking BURG.L. Next, I headed to the red anthill to grab our first BURG.L chip. After that, I farmed a bunch of acorns and analysed the shells and tops. I headed into BURG.L's lab and analysed even more items before picking BURG.L up and giving him the first BURG.L chip. I unlocked the ASL and then proceeded to purchase the smithing station, along with fiber bandage efficiency. My next task was to chop down a bunch of grass. Then, I chopped down a weed to get the dandelion tuft. I analysed the grass plank, weed stem, and sprig. Then I made a smithing station and began building walls to make a small base and topped it off with some acorn chests. While harvesting dry grass, I was ambushed by a wolf spider, but was able to perfect block its attacks and escape with my life somehow. I slept away the night and then built a bunch of roasting spits. Next, I killed some grubs so that I could make the weevil shield. With the shield equipped, I took on a bombardier beetle, but was unlucky and didn't get a boiling gland. As always, I grabbed coup de grace as it's still one of the best mutations in the game. I killed all 3 bombardiers at the hedge and got 3 bombardier glands from them, which made me feel like ending the stream and going to buy a lottery ticket, as clearly my luck was in. Finally, before heading into the hedge, I grabbed some berries for berry leather to make the tier 2 hammer later on. As always, I used the web sack strategy to get some stinkbug parts, a ladybug head, and some stinkbug gas sacks for gastro goo. Hedge lab time. I grabbed the parts to the password and headed to the storage room to grab the silk rope. I used the crafting table in the lab to make the insect axe and then grabbed the final piece of the password. I broke more web sacks as I still needed more stinkbug parts for the tier 2 hammer. I scanned my hand and opened up the final room, allowing me to grab the Hedge super chip and pull the lever, activating the scanners around the map. On the way home, I killed another 2 bombardiers, getting 1 more boiling gland, which we would later need for the oven. Once home, I made a drying rack and gave BURG.L the Hedge chip. This allowed me to purchase the Hedge cookbook to use in the boss fights later in the game. Next, I grabbed some clay and analysed a ton of items as we needed to prepare to go underwater. I made a spinning wheel and collected some berry leather before crafting a pebblet dagger. I headed underwater to kill a diving bell spider before crafting some liquid gills and fluid flippers, which we needed since we weren't allowed to use the gill tube. Then, I unlocked the Mertine mutation to maximise my oxygen levels and swim speed. I put all of my items away and drank the fluid flippers and liquid gills. This was it. If I couldn't make it to the lab, then this challenge was officially impossible, and I'd have to cheat in order to complete it. Thankfully though, I hit my lines on the turbines perfectly and had enough momentum to make it inside with 6 seconds to spare. Not even close, right? I pulled the lever, activating the breakers, and then turned on all of the breakers, grabbing my gear in the process. I grabbed everything from the storage room, including the berry leather, silk rope, and the rotten slime lantern. I activated the computer and proceeded to kill all of the robots using my tier 2 axe. I then opened up the dome and grabbed the pond super chip. Next, I dropped all of my stuff again and used the rotten slime lantern to venture through the cave to grab the mossy key as we needed it for another BURG.L chip. I used the mossy key to unlock the chest and grab the sunken outpost chip, as well as a mega milk molar. I headed back to the surface and made a bone dagger as well as the insect hammer. This meant I could now collect milk molars. I killed another bombardier but didn't get a boiling gland. Then I decided to kill some mosquitoes as I wanted to craft the mosquito needle for the termite nest. I grabbed a few more berries and a bunch of milk molars. I then grabbed the Broodmother BLT recipe as I had forgotten this earlier. I picked up a few more milk molars, I killed all 4 bombardiers again and got another 4 boiling glands. At this point, I really think I had better luck in the game than I would if I was to buy a lottery ticket in real life. I grabbed another milk molar and then killed some infected enemies for fungal growth, for the gastro goo that we needed. We needed this smoothie in order to complete the haze without a gas mask. I used the milk molars we had gathered to increase our max mutations from 2 to 4, making us much more powerful. While here, I gave BURG.L the 2 underwater chips and grabbed another milk molar from the cave behind him. I made the mosquito needle and decided it was time for my biggest challenge yet. I decided to take on a wolf spider using only the bone dagger. The bone dagger is amazing at killing most enemies due to its fast attack speed, causing coup de grace to proc more often, which makes enemies attack less. I was successful in killing the wolf spider, so I decided that I'd kill another one. I grabbed the milk molar he was guarding, killed yet another bombardier, and then parkoured my way to the upper yard. I made light work of a roly-poly, even being lucky enough to get a gold card on my first kill.
Oh my god! Oh! Oh my fucking god! No, get the camera!
I then took on one of the wolf spiders that was underneath the barbecue lid before grabbing another milk molar. I killed a ladybird larva for the tough gunk and acid glands and grabbed another milk molar. I then analysed the tough gunk, unlocking the termite axe recipe. Next, I killed a termite soldier and termite, which gave me the resources in order to craft the termite axe. With the axe equipped, I headed into the termite nest, broke through the splinters and ran past the termite king to grab the woodpile BURG.L chip. On the way home, I killed another wolf spider underneath the barbecue, taking the count to 4. I grabbed another milk molar and killed a ladybug as we need their parts for the Broodmother BLT. Then I broke 2 more milk molars before spending them to take my max mutations to 5 and boost my HP by 30. I gave BURG.L the woodpile chip and unlocked buff lungs since I now had an extra mutation slot. I crafted some gastro goo as we needed this to survive the haze. I headed to the mint box and grabbed the mints. I like to use these as a food source and to unlock fresh defense for grabbing the hot charcoal later on. Next, I murdered some black ants while picking up a milk molar along the way. I also ate some spicy shards to unlock tier 2 of spicy safety, which was the only way I could increase my defense. I killed another black ant soldier before using the shortcut to enter the black ant lab. I grabbed the smoothies and meal from the chest. My next task was to take care of all of the tase teas before using the crafting table in the lab to craft the black ant shield and black ant sword. I used the scanner, killed another tase tea, and then activated the computer, unlocking some of the lab. I proceeded to loot another chest before taking out the last group of tase teas and unlocking the whole lab. I unlocked the door and bombed the glass. I decided since I was here I would try and kill the assistant manager even though I wasn't fully prepared for it. After being very careful all fight, I eventually was able to take out the assistant manager with little to no preparation. I took the keycard, looted another chest, and then grabbed the black ant super chip. The sandbox and grabbed the sandbox BURG.L chip. Usually by this point we'd have all chips, but for once I still had a couple more to get due to the different order we'd been doing stuff in. Now that I had some bombs, I headed to the leaning shovel and blew it up, allowing me access to the picnic table. I grabbed some Billy Hog nuggets, which were the second ingredient we needed for the human food smoothie. I killed a couple more black ants for parts to repair my shield in the future. I then used my axe to roll the dice to get tier 2 of coup de grace unlocked. I got to the chest, only to realise that I had forgotten to grab the key.
You're a donut! You're so stupid! You're so stupid! You're stupid!
So, I headed to the exposed pipe, cut through the soggy roots, and grabbed the key. This allowed me to open the chest and get the picnic BURG.L chip, as well as another mega milk molar.
What the dog doing?
Haze time. I drank my first gastro goo, and then headed to the top of the weed killer and used a gum nugget from the black ant lab in order to plug the haze. This meant I no longer needed a gas mask in the haze, which helped massively. I then took out our 5th wolf spider, which unlocked the 2nd tier of Mithridatism. For some reason, I then killed another wolf spider? I used a bomb to open up the upper yard so that I could go and collect the hot charcoal. I used some granola bars to stop me from dying while I was collecting the charcoal, along with the fresh defense mutation. Once back at the oak tree, I killed yet another wolf spider. Next, I headed to the haze lab and used a bomb to open the door. I used the bioscanner and headed inside to kill both Tay's T's. I then spotted this aphid who ran into the maze of death. I headed through the maze myself and activated the switch, unlocking the lab. As I left, I saw that the aphid hadn't survived. I entered the war room and killed all of the infected larvae before taking out the infected mites one at a time. Then it was just me and the infected ladybug. I used my bone dagger to absolutely demolish him, allowing me to unlock the final door and grab the haze super chip, meaning we had all BURG.L chips in the game. Now we just had to defeat the Broodmother. I spent some milk molars increasing my stamina before giving the chips to BURG.L. I grabbed a bunch of quartzite, as if I can't improve my defense, I may as well improve my offense. I unlocked the oven and then built it and started cooking my Broodmother BLT, and a spider slider for increased crit chance in the boss fight. I used some quartzite globs to upgrade our bone dagger to level 6 mighty, giving it an extra 35% damage. I then combined a bunch of junk together to make loads of smoothies which would heal me in the boss fight. I used muscle sprouts to make them heal extra. I also made some liquid rage and green machine to increase my stamina recovery rate and attack damage. I unlocked tier 2 of assassin before the boss fight. The 5 mutations I was taking into the boss fight were Mithridatism tier 2, Spicy Safety tier 2, Coup de Grace tier 2, Parrymaster tier 3, and Assassin tier 2. Before the fight, I drank a bunch of smoothies to buff my stats and ate a spider slider to increase my crit chance. I summoned the Broodmother and began slashing. Combining the bone dagger with coup de grace and the spider slider was the best choice I could have ever made, and it allowed me to absolutely destroy the Broodmother. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and leave a comment suggesting any future challenge ideas that you have. I'll see you in the next Grounded video.